Good afternoon and welcome to the Commentary Hub's coverage of the final day of the EFL Championship. I'm your alternative commentator, Nicholas Jones, and today's match, and our featured match, I should say, is between Millwall and Blackburn Rovers. A real dog, as two teams of which are part of a five-way dogfight for the last two remaining playoff places, although Coventry City, as the highest place of the lot, are somewhat safe and in the strongest position. They only need to avoid defeat, against Middlesbrough, it is a tough ask, and basically, should anything go against them, they need other results to go their way if they are to remain in the playoffs. Back to Millwall and Blackburn now, and we can now go through the teams. We start with Millwall. In goal is number 1, George Long. Number 17, Callum Stiles. Number 5, Jake Cooper. Number 4, the captain, Sean Hutchins. Number 2, Dan McNamara. Number 23, George Saville. Number 8, Billy Mitchell. Number 7, Oliver Burke. Number 10, Zion Fleming. Number 19, Duncan Watmore. And number 9, Tom Bradshaw. For Blackburn in goal is number 13, Ainsley Pears. Number 11, Joe Rankin Costello. Number 17, Hayden Carter. Number 5, Dominic Hyam. Number 3, Harry Pickering. Number 27, the captain, Lewis Travis. Number 36, Adam Wharton. Number 19, Ryan Hedges. Number 8, Sammy Schmodix. Number 22, Ben Brereton Diaz. And number 14, Sorba Thomas. Millwall come into this game 2 points clear of the scrap for the last playoff placing, despite winning only 2 out of their last 8 matches. And their 3-2 victory against Blackpool couldn't have come at a better time. A win will almost certainly be their target, but a draw could work in their favour, depending on results elsewhere. The last time Millwall won through their playoff attempts was in the 17-16 season when they were in League One. Blackburn are also targeting a win as well, given their position in the table. Currently 9th and 3 points down on the Lions. And a win will be all the more crucial for them, as they haven't won since March the 15th, which was a 2-1 win at home to Reading. Other results may count against them. Other results may count against them, even with a win. So they'll definitely need Sunderland and West Bromwich Albion to lose if they are to secure a spot. As inconsistent goal scoring has been a problem for John Dahl Thomason's side. We'll now take a look at the other Championship playoff permutations, starting with Sunderland. They'll secure a place with a win. They'll secure their place should they win against Preston North End, as long as Millwall fail to do so. Should West Brom win with 4 or more goals away in their match against Swansea City, the Black Cats will be ruled out. They could also secure the last playoff spot should they win and Coventry subsequently lose. Like Blackburn, West Brom will also have it tough out there. They'll need to win themselves, but will need other results to go their way. And if Millwall and Sunderland fail to win, or if the Lions don't win and the Baggies beat Swansea by more goals than Sunderland do Preston, the Baggies will be in the playoff. They will be in the playoffs themselves. We will keep you updated with score. We will keep you updated with scores as we will keep you updated with the scores across those games as they happen. And we will let you know the final outcome at the end. So, and we will let you know the final outcome at the end. The playoffs are all that matters. The playoffs are all that matters in the Championship, with the title won and relegations decided. So before we go even further, it's time now to check out our match officials for this game. Our referee is Craig Pawson. Assistant referees Mark Perry and Derek Eaton. The fourth official is Oliver Langford. So the Millwall players now doing their warm. So the Millwall players now doing their warm-ups and exercises with the game taking. And I forgot to mention that the game is taking place at the Den, home of course of Millwall. And the fans I can just see have made their way into the stadium, wearing a mixture of dark blue and white. So the majority of the support will most likely be for Millwall. Should expect to see a select amount of Blackburn Rovers fans. And speaking of Blackburn, they're doing their pre-match exercises too, as they limber up for the game ahead, which will be some 7 minutes away. Billy Mitchell, great to see him. Billy Mitchell, great to see him included in the team after a recent ankle injury. Zion Fleming and Tom Bradshaw were the two goal scorers in their last match against Blackpool. Hayden Carter scored the equaliser for Blackburn in their last match against Luton Town. So both sides going for the same formation, a 4-2-3-1. We'll have official confirmation on who's lining up where, as and when we can. I think that Bradshaw and Thomas up front should be. Bradshaw and Thomas up front should be the men to watch. If you think of any other players that I should look out for, then do please get in touch. It was very close in the last playoff position in League One yesterday. Will it go the same way in the Championship? And once again, need I remind you that Coventry City are the top team in the five-way fight for the playoffs. Just 1 point ahead of Millwall. Millwall 2 ahead of Sunderland in 7th, with West Brom and Blackburn completing the contenders, all separated by 3 points. That's how close it is, and the fans warming themselves up. I think I can just see a couple of Blackburn Rovers supporters in there as well, and the players will more than likely be just about finishing their exercises and are are just about getting ready to come out, and are just about getting ready to come out of the tunnel. The last time Blackburn Rovers were promoted via the playoffs was in the 91-92 season, when they were in what was then the second division, and were of course one of the first teams to play in the Premier League all those years ago. This is the Lion's Den, so says the sign. It certainly is, as the teams now make their way out of the tunnel, which is, I think, what the Lion's Den was called, and they sprint onto the centre of the pitch. I think I just saw Lewis Travis, probably a bit too eager to get going, but everyone's now making their way onto the centre of the pitch. The fans are clapping their hands and shouting and singing as they warm themselves up for the match ahead. One of the Millwall players acknowledging the fans with his own round of applause as well. In a moment or two, we will go through the formations. Blackburn wearing all red, given that they are away. Millwall, of course, wearing their customary blue. The formations now with Long in goal, the back four of McNamara, Hutchinson, Cooper and Styles, Mitchell and Saville in midfield, the front three of Burke, Fleming and Watmore. Bradshaw is the lone striker. And I personally think Fleming and Bradshaw will be the men to watch, although you shouldn't discount people like Mitchell either. So on to Blackburn. Pears in goal. Then the back four of Rankin, Costello, Carter, Hyam and Pickering. Travis and Wharton flank the front three of Thomas, Schmodix and Brereton Diaz, with Hedges, the lone striker. So I think Thomas, Schmodix and Hedges could be the men to look out for, as to is Brereton Diaz. Gary Rowett, the Millwall manager, shakes hands with John Dale Thomason, and makes his way onto the touchline. I think he's wishing the Blackburn management good luck as well, and the teams now wishing everyone good luck. And this season, in terms of championship rankings, Millwall are fifth in terms of wins at home, and eighth in terms of goals. Blackburn's recent match run has been very poor, given that they haven't won since mid-March. Sammy Schmodix in conversation with the teams, and the captains now going through the customary handshakes and procedures as they look at who will kick off first. And something is about to happen. Something is about to happen at Millwall. We'll just pause for a moment and we'll just see what it is. That was the singing of the national anthem, of course, to commemorate the coronation of King Charles III, which took place on Saturday. But back to the here and now with the main game, and it will be Millwall to kick us off first, as Zion Fleming gets ready Zion Fleming gets ready to. Zion Fleming puts the ball into the correct position. The referee makes sure that everything is ready, and away we go then at the Den for this playoff deciding match between Millwall and Blackburn Rovers, and it's Millwall who are first to move about the ball. Across forward to Tom Bradshaw, but dealt with by Blackburn, and it'll be an early goal kick to Rovers. John Dale Thomason, he has won 25 out of 54 matches as Blackburn head coach thus far. Ball now being headed about, although a Millwall player has gone down. I think that was Duncan Watmore. It was, I think that was just him being winded. He seems to be okay, but it's given Millwall a free kick, and it will be Callum Stiles that will take the free kick. Blackburn getting into the defensive wall. Millwall have scored 24 goals from set pieces this season, equal with Sheffield United. Will they add a 25th this time? The ball now into the 18-yard box, picked up by Tom Bradshaw, and passed to, I think that was Oliver Burke, but Millwall still managed to hold on to the ball after almost being tackled by Blackburn. It's Duncan Watmore, I do beg your pardon, and he was tackled by Lewis Travis. Travis does really well to deflect the ball away, but the throne's been taken and it's been given back to Millwall, and Stiles has been cut out again by Rovers, and it's an early throw-in. So action already at the Den, and after 2 minutes, it's Millwall 0, Blackburn 0, and it's thrown once again to the Lions. Will they have another chance at goal after this? As the ball now goes into the 18-yard box, always sent in by Bradshaw, but it was not to be for the Lions. Superb long throw by Zion Fleming, and Bradshaw got there when he needed to, but unfortunately luck was not on his side. Gary Rowett looking very pensive. He has won 39% of championship games as Millwall manager. That's 66 out of 170. Just thought I'd put it out there for those of you interested in numbers and percentages and things like that. So throw in this time to Blackburn, and it will be Sorba Thomas it was actually a free kick, I do beg your pardon, and that was taken by Sorba Thomas, the Wales international, as it's now Blackburn with the ball, and Hayden Carter trying to cross the ball forward, but capped out by Millwall, and the ball goes over the line again, and that will be a Blackburn throw. Blackburn take the throw. Ball now being crossed forward by Hayden Carter to Ainsley Pears in goal. Pears, this is his 25th appearance in goal this season. He passes the ball back to Carter. Carter tries to press the ball forward, but is cut out by Millwall. The Lions really holding their ground. And Millwall now give another throw, courtesy of Rankin Costello. Rankin Costello with the ball, but cut out by Bradshaw. And once again, yet again another throw. So after 4.5 minutes, it's still Millwall 0, Blackburn 0, and no other goals coming in as of yet in the Championship. So Blackburn in control. So Blackburn with the ball. Almost Adam Wharton almost fouled by Fleming, but the referee says play on. Rankin Costello or was that Hayden Carter? Carter passing to Rankin Costello. Now back towards Carter. Carter now to I think that's Hyam. So it's Hyam. Back towards Carter. Carter passes down wing to Travis, but Travis I think slips up on a patch of grass and as a result of that he missed the ball, and that has given Millwall a throw-in, which will be taken by Callum Stiles. So Callum Stiles throws, headed by Blackburn, and out it goes for another throw. This time again to Millwall. George Saville had the ball last, but I think the ball came off a Blackburn player's foot. So now it's Stiles. He throws to Fleming. I think it was. No, it wasn't. It was Duncan Watmore, and Millwall are still in control, but lose it to Blackburn, and Rovers now look to try and keep the ball off them for as long as they can, just as Millwall did early on in this game. Carter, but he's under pressure from Bradshaw. Bradshaw does really well to take the ball off him, but Carter manages to keep it off him, and that will have given Millwall a throw. As things stand right now, the positions remain unchanged. So throw in by Fleming towards Tom Bradshaw, but it goes towards Duncan Watmore, and it's gone in, or has it? Millwall are claiming that it has, and it's a goal. Goal to Millwall through Duncan Watmore. I thought for a moment that it wasn't going in because it just bounced off the bar, but it just went over the line, and Millwall have the lead. Blackburn really don't need this right now. Superb long-range throw by Fleming. I thought it was going to go to Bradshaw, but Watmore just pounced when he did, and the ball just smacked off the crossbar. Blackburn didn't know what hit them, but Fleming clearly saw what happened, and he led the celebrations. So after just over 8 minutes, it's Millwall 1, Blackburn 0, and you're listening to the Commentary Hub with me, Nicholas Jones. And you can also check us out on Storm FM, the Commentary Hub 2, and JB Sports. We're also live on our Twitch channel. And as it stands Millwall will move up to 5th, putting Coventry City down a place, and Millwall are determined not to rest on their laurels. They're going for another, but tackled by Blackburn, and that was on George Saville, and that will have given Millwall another chance of a free kick. Mr. Opil says, "Come on!" So he must. So I'm getting the impression that he is a Millwall fan. If you know whichever club, which club do you support? Do please let me know. So free kick now to Millwall after just over 9 minutes. Ainsley Pears, rubbing his hands by way of warming himself up. It will be Zion Fleming that will take the free kick. And we wait for the referee to blow his whistle. So who will it be? It will be either Fleming or Saville. Fleming goes for it, but punched away, and it's gone in again. Millwall have doubled their lead. It's through Tom Bradshaw. This time the goal is clear as day. Superbly taken by Bradshaw, or was it? No, the goal has been disallowed. It's offside. It's been disallowed as Bradshaw was deemed to be offside. I'm going to take another look at it. He must have been too far. He must have been too far ahead. So it still remains 1-0. And that will have given Blackburn at least some degree of hope. They need to dig deeper if they are to break through Millwall, because at the moment most of the action is happening around their goal area. Ball now being passed to Rankin Costello. Rankin Costello does well to hold off Watmore. He passes towards Carter, and the ball now being deflected, headed forward, I should say, by Harry Pickering. Pickering now, but the ball's been given away back to Millwall. It's now Sammy Schmoditz for Blackburn. He passes to Carter. Now the ball is with I think that was with Harry Pickering. Pickering now to Ryan Hedges. Ryan Hedges back towards Pickering, but intercepted by Saville for Millwall, I should say. Now the ball is with Oliver, but now the ball is with Danny McNamara. McNamara to Bradshaw. And Bradshaw now powering up the field. Or was that Oliver Burke? It was Oliver Burke. Now the ball's being passed to Lewis Travis. Travis to Adam Wharton. Wharton now passed, and the ball now is passed down the wing to Hayden Carter. And there's still no further goals in the Championship coming in as of yet, particularly those crucial matches of the playoffs. Those are the matches that we will be focusing on right now. Sorba Thomas with the ball now for Blackburn, being crossed into the 18-yard box, but deflected away by Millwall's Sean Hutchins. But Blackburn aren't done yet. They want to equalise, and soon, but it's been given away to Millwall. And Tom Bradshaw does well to control the ball, but loses it to Blackburn and Adam Wharton. Wharton passes down wing to Sorba Thomas. Thomas passes back to Wharton. Now it's with, I think that was Brereton Diaz, who almost fell, but he was able to get himself back up. Rankin Costello crosses, but or was it a long-range shot? Anyway, it ended up in the arms of George Long. Long rolls the ball out to McNamara. McNamara passing to Oliver Burke. Oliver Burke trying to go around Hyam, which he did, but he just couldn't finish it off. And I'm just getting confirmation that West Brom have edged themselves ahead of Swansea. It was Okayu Koslu in the 13th minute. West Brom will move up to 7th, however, it won't be enough to make it into the top 6. Pickering to Hyam. Now back to Pickering. Now the ball is with Sammy Schmoditz. Schmoditz passing down wing to the captain, Travis. Travis now to Rankin Costello. Back to Travis. Travis to Carter, although he has to watch out for Millwall. Now the ball is being passed to Rankin Costello. Rankin Costello passing up front to Brereton Diaz. Sorba Thomas now for Blackburn, but good tackle by Millwall, and George Saville with the ball, although he's under pressure from Blackburn, and Carter Ball goes out of play for a throw. I think that was no, it wasn't. It was Zion Fleming whose shirt was pulled. John Dale Thomason looking very pensive. Throw-in taken by Blackburn and Rankin Costello. The ball now bit the ball, but given away to Millwall. That was Sean Hutchins passing to a long in goal. But Blackburn, I should say, now have another chance. They don't now because Millwall just took the ball off them. It's Fleming passing to Watmore. Watmore under pressure from Travis, and that looked nasty. I think I over-exaggerated a bit. I think, but that foul did look pretty vicious in my view. This was the replay of the Bradshaw disallowed goal, which I can see on my monitor. Fleming lined up the shots, but was Bradshaw ahead of the last defender? I think I'm starting to think that he now was. It was just a fraction ahead. So there was just no way it was going to go in. He needn't really have bothered because Fleming's goal could have doubled their lead right there and there, in my view. So the ball now, but Millwall need to shake off this momentary loss. Need to shake off this momentary loss of disappointment and get themselves back into it. They have done so, and a well-timed and a well-aimed header by George Saville, I think it was, but it does nothing to increase Millwall's advantage. Was it Saville? No, it wasn't. It was Fleming. It was Fleming, I should say. As we approach the 17th minute, it still remains Millwall 1, Blackburn 0. Wharton loses the ball to Bradshaw. Bradshaw passing back to Fleming, or was it? No, it wasn't. It was Mitchell. Ball dispossessed, given to Pears in goal. But now it's Styles with the ball, and after the ball now goes Duncan Watmore. Watmore passing now to Fleming. Fleming to George Saville. Saville back to Watmore, but losing it to Travis for Blackburn. It's Travis now for Blackburn towards Alan Wharton. Now it's with Harry Pickering, although Pickering is fouled by Oliver Burke. And that didn't look intentional in my view. And Kevin Benson has just put in a comment saying Millwall gangsters, not happy. Don't know what he means by that. So throw in by Millwall, but it goes over the line again. And just after 18 minutes, it still remains Millwall 1, Blackburn 0, and no further goals coming in for those crucial matches as of yet. But down on the ground has gone Ben Browers and Diaz. Anyway, let's quickly back up on his feet now. It's Rankin Costello with the ball for Blackburn. He passes to Hayden Carter. Carter now to Dominic Hyan. Hyan passes back down the wing to Carter. Now the ball's gone towards Rankin Costello. A through forward ball to Sorba Thomas, but Thomas unlucky to push it even further because the ball just went over the line. And it will be Callum Styles that will take the throw for Millwall. So Styles takes the throw, bounces off the head of Watmore, and it goes forward to George Saville, but given away to Blackburn and Travis, and Travis collided with Tom Bradshaw, but Blackburn still maintain control. Travis passes Passes back to Hayden Carter. Now it goes up the wing to Dominic Hyam. Hyam now to Pickering. Back to Carter. Carter passes the ball back to Hyam. Hyam now to, I think that was Sammy Schmodix. But given away that time to Millwall and George Long. The ball now being kicked further forward, headed away by Hyam to Sammy Schmodix. Schmodix now passing the ball around to Rankin Costello. Brereton Diaz has to watch the Millwall players. He did that by passing to Pickering, but cut out by Oliver Burke. Throw-in quickly taken by Millwall, I think it was, but given away again to Blackburn. As things stand right now, Millwall will move up to 5th and secure their playoff position. Ball goes over the line for a throw, and after 21 minutes, it's still Millwall 1, Blackburn 0. As Rankin Costello passes to Adam Wharton. Wharton going for a shot, and Blackburn have equalised. And that came at a time when they needed to. Adam Wharton just picked his moment and sent it in without even trying. At least that's what I think, in my opinion. Just going to take another look at it again on my monitor. It was a good forward play, good teamwork between Rankin Costello and Wharton. Wharton just picked it up. Cooper couldn't deflect it away, and that was a well-timed finish by Wharton. Long just didn't stand a chance of saving it. Wharton looked like he was about to take his shirt off, but remembered the rules and kept it on. And we'll check out in a moment where that will put the team. Blackburn, but a draw will not be. That goal did come in at the right. That goal came in at a crucial point for Blackburn, but a draw will not be enough. They will still be rooted to 9th in the standings, but it will push Millwall down to 7th. So Millwall will themselves be out of contention, and that is not what the Lions want. They need to get themselves. They need to push. They need to get ahead of Blackburn soon if they are to even stand a remote chance of securing a playoff place. And Coventry City have taken the lead against Middlesbrough. What a fabulous finish by Gustavo Hamer in the 22nd minute. And Coventry will maintain their top. And Coventry maintain their highest place ranking. So remember, despite them being the highest ranked club, they're still part of the battle. And it's Blackburn still. And the Blackburn's still now back with the ball. It's Hayden Carter. Carter now passing to Sammy Schmodix back towards Harry Pickering. Pickering passing down the wing back to Hayden Carter. Hayden Carter passing now to Rankin Costello, but cut out by Callum Stiles. And the Millwall fans now starting to look pretty tense and anxious. Pickering to Rankin Costello. Or should that be Brereton Diaz? Ball almost tackled by Fleming, but Blackburn still able to hold on. Not for long as McNamara was able to tackle Brereton Diaz and keep the ball out of Blackburn's way and keep Blackburn at bay, I should say. But Blackburn were able to take it back, and Millwall deflected away. So it'll be a throw into the Lions, which they've just taken. It's Styles to Mitchell, but across forward to I think that's Bradshaw. Now back towards Mitchell. Mitchell trying to go around Travis. Now he passes to Watmore, who crosses down the wing to I couldn't see who, and West Brom. And in the West Brom Swansea game, the Swans have equalised as it's Luke Cundall in the 26th minute. And as things stand, that will have done Millwall a favour. They will move back up to 6th and secure that last playoff place should things stay as they are. But as we all know, as we know, in a game of football, all these things can change in the blink of an eye. And the ball still remains with Mitchell. FIFA_23 content says, "Come on, Millwall." So he's clearly hoping that the Lions will at least get a goal or two more. So throw into Millwall after a foul, which I did not see clearly. It'll be Callum Styles to take the throw, but given away to Rankin Costello for Blackburn, and Styles looked like he was going to take the ball off him, but he only succeeded in deflecting it away. Just over 27 minutes in, it still remains Blackburn. It still remains Millwall 1, Blackburn 1, and that's the confirmed decision by the goal line technology on the earlier Duncan Watmore goal. But Millwall now looking to try and score another. It's Tom Bradshaw in the 18-yard box. He passes to Zion Fleming. Fleming crosses, but he aims too high and it goes over the bar. And Gary Rowett taking it all in his stride, looking very calm and composed. But it's given Blackburn a goal kick. And the Millwall board of directors looking on very pensively. And out goes the ball for a Millwall throw, I should say, because I thought Blackburn had it. It's John Berylson, the Millwall chairman, along with his board of directors, looking on from the stands, as I mentioned just now. McNamara to Mitchell. Now the ball is with Burke, but he's cut out. By Sammy Schmodix, and Blackburn still have the ball. Ball's now with Ainsley Pears in goal. Passes to Dominic Hyam. Now it's with Pickering to Sammy Schmodix. But the ball's now being crossed down to Lewis Travis to Lewis Travis, the Blackburn captain. Though I think he got into a bit of a tangle with Watmore. Referee says play on, and the ball is now firmly with Oliver Burke. It's now with Millwall's Oliver Burke. Burke now passes to now passing the ball around. It ends up with Jake Cooper. Cooper passing to I think that was Callum Styles, but given away to Adam Wharton for Blackburn. Now pass to Hyam. I'm passing this time to Rankin Costello, back to Wharton. Now the ball is with not with Rankin Costello, Hayden Carter. Carter to Rankin Costello. Rankin Costello now towards Sorba Thomas, and the ball almost had by Lewis Travis, but given away to Millwall. It's Billy Mitchell crossing to Bradshaw, but headed clear by Dominic Hyam. Now the ball still remains with Blackburn. It's now currently with Hayden. It's Ryan Hedges, I should say, and he passes to Ben Brereton Diaz. Brereton Diaz to Sammy Schmodic. Schmodic now to Rankin Costello. Can Blackburn stun Millwall and grab a second? No! And Cooper deflects the ball away at the last moment. And Rankin Costello will be so disappointed he didn't get a chance at goal. And Jake Cooper can breathe a sigh of relief, but only momentarily, as Blackburn have a corner. Will Millwall be able to deflect this one away? Thomas to take the corner. He kicks the ball towards Rankin Costello, but saved by George Long. Millwall can thank their lucky stars that they have a goalkeeper like George Long, and he did really well to keep the ball out. To keep the ball from going over the line, I should say. Blackburn aren't finished yet. The ball now being passed to Hayden Carter. Carter now to Brereton Diaz. Back towards Carter now. 32 minutes have almost elapsed. 32 minutes have almost elapsed. It's still Millwall 1, Blackburn 1. Brereton Diaz to I think that's Carter. Carter passing down the wing to Rankin Costello. Crossed by Rankin Costello to someone I couldn't see, but Millwall take advantage and are able to tackle it back. It's Billy Mitchell passing to Duncan Watmore. Duncan Watmore has to pass the ball around quickly. He does so to George Saville. Saville now to the captain Hutchins. Hutchins back to Saville. Now it's with Jake Cooper. Cooper passes again to George Saville. And the latest scores so far: Middlesbrough 0, Coventry 1, Millwall 1, Blackburn 1, Preston 0, Sunderland 0, and Swansea 1, West Brom 1. And as a result of those scores, the standings remain unchanged. As Callum Styles tries to send the ball into the 18-yard box, but is impeded by Blackburn. Does well to hold on. And that was almost a cross succeeded by Millwall. But a Blackburn player has been fouled. I can't see who. It might have been Ryan Hedges. We'll just have to see. But a free kick has been given to Rovers. And the ball is now given to ball's now passed to Lewis Travis. Travis to Carter. Carter now passing to Rankin Costello. Back towards Carter now. Carter passes again to Pickering now. The ball, but the ball's been given away to Millwall. It was almost passed to Oliver Burt, but Harry Pickering was there to pick it up for Blackburn. It's Brereton Diaz. Now Carter. Carter passing back towards Carter, I think it was. I actually couldn't see who it was that did it. Now the ball's with Ryan Hedges. Hedges to Sammy Schmodic. Schmodic passes down wing to Carter. Now to the captain, Lewis Travis. And Travis, he's He's done really well to keep the team going. Brereton Diaz, he's looked threatening a couple of times, as has Ranking Costello. For Millwall, I'd say my standout players have been Fleming, Watmore, and Bradshaw. Though shout-outs must also go to Oliver Burke and Callum Stiles. Sorba Thomas now with the ball for Blackburn. He's passed to Brereton Diaz, the ex-Nottingham Forest man. Back towards Thomas. Now the ball is with I think that was Schmodix. It's now been given away, or should that be Ruben Costello? Yes, it was Ruben Costello. Now it's Lewis Travis for Blackburn. Back to Brereton Diaz, and Hedges fouled by George Saville. He is so annoyed with himself. Was that worthy of a penalty? I don't think it was, because Hedges was able to keep himself up. It's given away another corner to Blackburn, and Saville may well come to rue that move as Sorba Thomas gets ready to kick the ball into the 18-yard box. He does, but deflected away by Millwall, and Burke now goes up, and Burke now goes after the ball. He takes it. Watmore signalling for the ball to be crossed down to him. Will Watmore take the ball? The goal is open. Watmore takes the ball, and Millwall have retaken the lead. Amazing goal by Duncan Watmore, and Millwall have given themselves more of an advantage when going into the playoffs. Hugs all round for Duncan Watmore. Well deserved too. It was set up by Oliver Burke. He took advantage of the ball going loose. Watmore signalled to him. They were in sync with each other, and Watmore found the opening that he needed and just slotted the ball in with absolute ease. Where were the Blackburn defenders in all of this? I can tell you they were nowhere, and that was Harry Pickering tried to head it away, but it was in vain. Harry Pickering tried to head it away, but it was in vain. I think he collided with Ainsley Pears by mistake. The goal was loose, and that was just what Duncan Watmore needed. Blackburn are now falling even further behind. They really need to get their act together and start pressing and start pushing even harder towards the goal and start pushing even harder. And Millwall still remain in sixth place, just 1 point behind Coventry. But what matters to them right now? But what will matter to them right now is securing that last playoff place. The ball is now with Oliver Burke. Burke now pressing towards the goal, and he's extended Millwall's lead. It's 3-1. He assisted Duncan Watmore for the second. He scores the third, and Millwall's playoff place is virtually assured. Oliver Burke is ecstatic, and so is the rest of the team. Oliver Burke just took advantage. Oliver Burke just found a space and just fired it. Oliver Burke just found the space and fired the ball in without asking, or was it just a slight tap with his foot? Either way, it doesn't matter. and Millwall are 3-1 up. And the joy on the face of Gary Rowett's clear to see. He's showing he's geeing up the fans and showing his emotions. And we've now got 5 minutes until half time. For Blackburn, their chances of making the play. For Blackburn, the odds of them making the playoffs are just lengthening all the time. It's Sorba Thomas with the ball for Blackburn. He does a long pass, I should say, to Ryan Hedges. Ryan Hedges almost loses the ball, and it's now with Brereton Diaz. Brereton Diaz is fouled. The referee's saying play on. It's back with Millwall now. The ball now being crossed forward to Tom Bradshaw. Or was that Sir Billy Mitchell? Bradshaw tries to get the ball away from Brereton Diaz. Can't quite do it. And or should that be Ruben Costello? Blackburn now take the ball back. And the ball's now being passed down wing to Ruben Costello. Ruben Costello to Sammy Schmoditz. Now it's with Dominic Hyam to Harry Pickering. Pickering loses the ball to McNamara, and the ball has now been taken up by Millwall towards Long in goal. Long goes for a long cross to Bradshaw, but intercepted by Blackburn. It does nothing to it to keep Millwall off the ball, however. Millwall have just been like a well-oiled machine for the past 5 minutes. The ball has now been intercepted by Blackburn and Sorba Thomas. It's over the line. The ball now goes over the line for a throw. As things stand though in those crucial games, still no further scores. Millwall have had 3 goals on target. Blackburn 2. With 7 attempts on goal in all for the Lions. And so far, in terms of other goals so far, it's still Preston 0, Sunderland 0, Swansea 1, West Brom 1, and Middlesbrough 0, Coventry 1. And the ball's gone out again, and the ball's gone out again for a throw-in, just as we speak. Just going to wait for Millwall to take the throw, which they do, but given away to Sorba Thomas and Blackburn. McNamara tries to go after the ball, but he needn't bother. It only goes as far as George Long. So George Long gets ready to clear the ball out of goal. The Blackburn fans in the stands have gone understandably quiet. It's Oliver Burke now with the ball for Millwall. Harry Pickering trying to get it off him. Burke does really well to hold on, but Pickering just won't leave him alone, and that move will have cost him because Millwall have yet another throw-in to be taken by Zion Fleming. 1 minute of normal time. 1 minute of normal time left. I think there will be at least 1 or 2 minutes of added on time. And Zion Fleming runs up and throws towards. I thought that was going towards Sean Hutchins. Watmore was signalling for the ball, but Blackburn got there before he did, and it's with Zion Fleming again. Zion Fleming crossing towards Tom Bradshaw, but halted by Blackburn. It's now with Duncan Watmore. Can he go for Blackburn's second? Is there going to be a penalty in this? I don't think there is. Watmore clearly upset Watmore is clearly upset at being fouled in the 18-yard box, but Craig Pawson doesn't seem interested. Just taking another look at that now. Just pushed to the ground by Hyam. Clearly he was inside the 18-yard box. I'm sort of 50-50 as to whether he deserved that penalty. But what do you think? Get in touch with me in the comments section. And 2 minutes have been added on. And down on the ground goes Callum Styles. And as it will be a free kick to Millwall. Although Duncan Watmore still trying to put his feelings across to the referee and tell him what he thought and to tell him what he thought happened, as Callum Styles crosses the ball forward, I should say, to Jake Cooper, but a well-timed interception by Blackburn. And it's Ainsley pairs with the ball. It's Ainsley pairs with the ball now inside the Blackburn goal. John Dale Thomason knows that the second half will be all the more crucial to Blackburn if they are to maintain even the smallest of hopes for reaching the playoffs. Throw in to Millwall, but they lose the ball to Blackburn. It goes back to Pears in goal, and with some 15 seconds to go, I think everyone's just trying to run down time. Although, just as I say it, Blackburn Blackburn look like they're going to try and press forward another attack. We're now into the 47th minute. The referee's going to let times go slightly over. It's Sammy Schmodix. He's going for the second, but misses. And that is shot. And that is it at the Den. It's half time. Both sides looked equal to each other for the opening parts of the game, but it's clearly Millwall who come out the strongest. Will they be able to maintain that advantage going into the second half? And the halftime score at the Den: Millwall 3, Blackburn Rovers 1. We're going to take a short break, but join us when we return for the scores of those crucial matches, and also I'll let you know the final playoff positions from League 2, which was decided earlier today. We'll see you in a bit. Welcome back to the Commentary Hub's coverage of the final day of the Championship with our featured match, Millwall against Blackburn Rovers. Just going to go through the halftime. Before we go through the halftime results, there was a last-minute goal for Middlesbrough in their home match against Coventry City. Cameron Archer in the 45th minute. And I'm just going to take you through the. I was going to take you through the halftime scores in the Championship. Birmingham City 0, Sheffield United 0, Burnley 2, Cardiff City 0, Huddersfield Town 0, Reading 0, Luton Town 0, Hull City 0, Middlesbrough 1, Coventry City 1, Millwall 3, Blackburn Rovers 1, Norwich City 0, Blackpool 1, Preston North End 0, Sunderland 0. Queen's Park Rangers 0, Bristol City 1, Swansea City 1, West Bromwich Albion 1, Watford 0, Stoke City 0, and Wigan Athletic 0, Rotherham United 0. Earlier today it was the final match day for League Two. Earlier today it was the final match day for League Two, and the playoff results were decided. So going up from League Two alongside Leyton Orient and Stevenage are Northampton Town after they beat Tranmere Rovers away 1-0. And also confirmed us in the playoffs are Stockport County, Carlisle United, Bradford City, and Salford City. We on the Commentary Hub hope to bring you as much of the playoffs as we can. As the playoffs are one of the highlights of the regular football season. Coming up tomorrow on the Commentary Hub, it is a crucial match in the Champions League. It is the first semi-final of the Champions League. Manchester City are away to Real Madrid, and you can join Paul James and Russ Vernon for that one. And you can join Paul James in the commentary box for that one. The coverage will be presented by Russ Vernon tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. The coverage will be going out tomorrow, with the coverage going out tomorrow evening. But back to the here and now in the champion. But back to the here and now in the Championship, and it's looking very, very tight in terms of the standings. So Millwall will still maintain their sixth place ahead of. Will still maintain their place in the top six ahead of Sunderland on 2 points. That is because Sunderland haven't scored. That's because Sunderland haven't scored against Preston North End at the moment. And as I mentioned, even if Sunderland do win, they'll need to rely on other results to go in their favour. Millwall just need to keep on pressing forward. They just need to keep on pressing forward their attacking skills, which they did for much of the first half. For Blackburn, they have a mountain to climb, and it could work. And the challenge for them could well be insurmountable. Just seen Swansea City against West Bromwich Albion kick off. So it's only a matter of time before we restart before we restart. And a half-time substitution for Blackburn has been made as make that 2 as Callum Britton and Tyree Stolen come on in place of Lewis Travis and Sorba Thomas. Bit disappointing that we didn't see much of. Disappointing that we didn't really see much of Sorba Thomas, the man on loan from Huddersfield Town. And it will be Blackburn Rovers that will kick us off. That will kick us off for the second half. So we wait for the referee to blow the whistle, and away we go for the second half between Millwall and Blackburn Rovers at the Den. It's Pickering with the ball. He passes to Hyam. Hyam now to Hayden Carter. Carter under pressure almost from Duncan Watmore. And the ball goes up, but the ball has gone over the line for a throw to Blackburn. And the ball is now with Tyree Stolen. Dolan losing it to Oliver Burke. And the ball quickly taken back by George Saville. Millwall need to keep the ball for as long as possible and score at least one more goal to ensure their guaranteed playoff status. So free kick now to Millwall. I can't really see who it is. I think it's George Saville that will take the free kick. George Saville composes himself. He kicks the ball forward. Is it going to go as far as Cooper? But punched away by Ainsley Pears. He's given it away to Billy Mitchell, but something has happened which the referee isn't happy about, and player's been momentarily stopped. It's a free kick though to Blackburn, and the game will restart. Courtesy of Hyam. Hyam to Carter. Now back to Hyam. Now it's with Pickering. Back to Hyam. Hyam now to Joe Rankin Costello. Rankin Costello passes back to Hyam. Now it's with Ainsley Pears. Ainsley Pears passes the ball back out to Wharton. Now Dominic Hyam. Hyam still has the ball, but almost given away to Oliver Burke. But Blackburn still able to keep their composure. Millwall quickly take the ball back, but it's given back to Blackburn. Now it's now could it well be the turn of Rovers to put their best feet forward. It certainly looks like they're trying with Sammy Schmodics, but it's been given away to Millwall and Callum Stiles. But it goes back to Blackburn through Hyam and now to Pickering. It's Ben Brereton Diaz now with the ball for Blackburn. It's Tyree Stolen. Back to Pickering. Now Brereton Diaz. Can he go for Blackburn's second? But rebuffed by the Blackburn defence, and Millwall just throwing everyone they can at this Blackburn attack. Adam Wharton to Hyam. And Hyam now crossing forward to Brereton Diaz, but headed away by Millwall. Now it's back with Burke, who clashes with Pickering. Given away to Blackburn. It's Hayden Carter to Harry Pickering. Now back to Carter. Carter again to Sammy Schmodics. And Schmodics passing up the wing to Pickering. Now it's with Rankin Costello, who I think is wearing the captain's armband, but he's passed well to Brereton Diaz. Brereton Diaz now passing to Tyree Stolen, foul just outside the 18-yard box, so I don't think it's going to be worthy of anything. Doesn't look like anyone's going to take any action. George Saville, I think George Savile, I think just George Savile, I think, was just being a bit clumsy, trying to tackle. But anyway, it's given Blackburn a free kick, and it will be Ben Brereton Diaz to take the free kick. So Millwall players now trying to get into a defensive wall here. Saville, Cooper, Burke, Fleming, and Bradshaw making up the defensive wall. Brereton Diaz backs away a few steps. He waits for the referee's signal. Can Brereton turn things around for Blackburn? Any second now. The whistle blows, and Brereton Diaz just wants to make sure that he is in the right position to do so. The referee blows. Brereton Diaz runs up and kicks the ball, but punched away by Long, but it's all in vain. And Blackburn have pulled one back. There is still hope yet for the Lancashire side. And I think, we'll confirm who the goal scorer was in a moment. But John Dale Thomason hardly showing any emotion at all. So this was the initial save by Long, and it was Rankin Costello who sent the ball in at the rebound. But Millwall are still in front. Millwall cannot afford to be complacent throughout the remainder of this game. It's Billy Mitchell passing the ball around. I thought it was going to go to Danny McNamara, and in fact it has right now. And Millwall still in fifth. Millwall will be in fifth place as things stand. But a corner has been given to Millwall after something happened which I didn't fully see, and so it'll be Zian Fleming to take the corner. Or is it just a long range throw? No, it's a long throw, and can Millwall extend their lead further? The answer is no, because Blackburn were able to defend that one. And it's now with Sean Hutchins, who goes down, but the referee says no penalty, and play still goes on. It's now with Pickering passing to Rankin Costello, but the ball has now ended up back with Millwall and Danny McNamara passing to Long in goal. Long crosses the ball forward to Oliver Burke, and the match that second half, Millwall yet to score. Millwall yet to find any shots so far, and they've had 21% possession, whereas Blackburn have caught up massively in terms of possession. 79% of the time they've had possession so far. The ball is now with I think that was Callum Britton. Yeah, it was Callum Britton. I think Callum Britton came on as a substitute, which we did not see. This was the debatable incident between Hutchins and Dominic Hyam, who is actually wearing the captain's arm. But I think Hyam's saying hands up, my fault entirely. Brereton Diaz with the ball now for Blackburn through Wharton. Now it's with Dolan, but given away back to Brereton Diaz. And I thought Brereton Diaz was going to go for an unlikely equaliser, but the ball went over the bar. 54 minutes in, it's still Millwall 3, Blackburn 0, and West Brom have retaken the lead against Swansea. It's Semi Ajayi in the 54th minute. And but that will not be enough for the Baggies to break through into the playoffs, and Coventry City now starting to look vulnerable. But the ball has now gone over the line for a Millwall throw, and the ball will be and the ball is going to be thrown now to Blackburn. But tackled by Bradshaw for Millwall. He tries to keep it in, but it only goes as far as Oliver Burke. Burke passes back to Bradshaw. Millwall still have it through Billy Mitchell. And Millwall did really well to hold on to the ball just now, but it's gone over the line, and it will be a throw to the Lions to be taken by Danny McNamara. McNamara throws towards Bradshaw, but it's headed up into the air by Blackburn. Millwall go for another try, and the ball's now been taken by Burke, but cut away by Harry Pickering. Millwall gets another throw in. Will it be taken by Jake Cooper this time? I have a feeling it will. So Jake Cooper, or is it George Saville? No, it's Fleming. Fleming throws the ball in towards the 18-yard box, but caught by Ainsley Pears, and Pears rolls the ball back out to Rankin Costello. Rankin Costello passes the ball further up the field to I think that was Dolan, but headed up into the air by Millwall. And Millwall do really well to keep the ball away. It looked like Callum Britton was aiming for an attack. And that will be a goal kick. And that will be a goal kick to Millwall. But meantime, Sunderland have scored their first goal against Preston North End. And that was by Ahmad in the 54th minute. Sunderland now move up ahead of West Brom, but it's not enough to unseat Coventry. And the ball is now back with Callum Britton for Blackburn. Now it's passed to Dominic Hyam. Hyam passes to Brereton Diaz. Now back to Hyam. Hyam to Rankin Costello. Now back to Hyam. Hyam passes up the wing to Carter. Now back down to Hyam. Hyam passes down the wing to Sammy Schmodix. Sammy Schmodix looking for someone to cross it to. He does. He crosses to Tyrese Dolan, although Callum Stiles tries to tackle it off him. Blackburn still managed to hold on to the ball, but not for long though. Jake Cooper was able to deflect the ball away. And will that have given Blackburn a corner? I think it may well have done. Rankin Costello tried to find an opening but couldn't, and Millwall were able to successfully defend their goal. Gary Rowett's now in conversation with the rest of his management team. It's actually a goal kick to Millwall. I do apologise, as Long kicks the ball towards Tom Bradshaw. Now the ball is with Danny McNamara, who passes once again to Long. Long clears the ball forward to Fleming, who in turn passes to Mitchell. Now it's with Oliver Burke. Burke under pressure by Burke under pressure by Blackburn, but he was able to hold on for as long as he could. It's a throw in to Millwall to be taken by McNamara. Now it goes to the captain Hutchins. Hutchins passes to Long. Long tries to clear the ball further forward, but it goes into the arms of Pickering, who throws towards Hyam. Hyam crossing the ball up the wing, I should say, to Callum Britton. Callum Britton now passes back to Ainsley Pears, who in turn passes the ball out to Hyam. Hyam to Brereton Diaz, but it goes over the line. What was he thinking? And we've just passed the hour mark. It's still Millwall 3, Blackburn 2. Looks to me as though Diaz got it. Looks to me as though Diaz got his lines crossed and didn't aim correctly. So throw in to Millwall, headed away though by I think that was Burke, but intercepted once again by Blackburn. It's now Adam Wharton to I think that was Ryan Hedges. Yes, indeed it was. Hedges clearly annoyed at being fouled by Hutchinson. Yes, it is Hutchinson. So Carter to, I think that's Hyam. Yes, Hyam. But the ball's been given away to Oliver Burke. Now the ball goes towards Harry Pickering. Pickering to Brereton Diaz. Now it's with Ryan Hedges. Hedges with the ball towards Pickering. Pickering crossing the ball into the 18-yard box, but kept away by Millwall and Callum Stiles. Wharton tries to take the ball off Mitchell, but it's a foul. The referee's saying play on though. Wharton to Hyam, and it's Hyam passing to Brereton Diaz. Brereton Diaz to Pickering. Now back to Hyam. Hyam to Carter. No further goals. No other goals coming in. So if it's through the other crucial matches thus far. It's Hyam passing to Hyam. Now passing to I think that was Pickering. Yeah, Pickering back to Pickering now to Britton through Schmodix back to Britton. Although Bradshaw looked like he was going to try and take it off him, to no avail. It's Harry Pickering to Brereton Diaz, and now Ryan Hedges. Hedges passes to Brereton Diaz, and Brereton Diaz equalises for Blackburn. That will have certainly worried Millwall, as that goal is crucial for Blackburn to at least try and maintain their hopes. A draw just isn't enough, and they need to win and hope that other results don't go their way, and hope that other results go their way, which isn't likely at the present time. It's Brereton Diaz's 15th goal of the season. And Millwall know that they have to press it, that they have to push even harder to stop Blackburn. The ball goes off the post. The ball goes off the post though for Diaz, and Dolan just couldn't take advantage of the rebound. That could well have been a shock fourth goal. That could well have been a shock fourth goal for Blackburn. Talk about leaving, and Millwall just seemingly left the door open, but the ball couldn't go through. And the Blackburn fans know that this could well have a win. That's a fourth goal could well have come. What does this mean in terms of the standings though? As a Fleming now passes to Bradshaw trying to cross to George Saville, although Saville, I think, was in the wrong position. Dolan tries to manhandle the ball, but was almost given to Styles, but it goes over. And it goes over the line, and Sunderland have doubled their lead against Preston North End. Alex Pritchard makes it 2 for the Black Cats in the 61st minute. And as things stand, and I was right to say that this will have worried Millwall. It pushes them down to 8th. So this means that they will fall out of the playoffs. Sunderland will just sneak in, and Blackburn look like they're going to compound Millwall's misery even further looked like they were going to compound Millwall's misery even further with what could have been a Ryan Hedges goal, although Hutchinson was able to repel that one. And a yellow card for Jake Cooper. So we now just wait for the ball to go in from the corner. And the ball's now taken by Adam Wharton. Wharton tried to go from the shot, but is saved by Long. And in terms of match stats so far, shots and on target, touches in opposite box. Millwall have had 4 touches in the opposite box, but no shots. But no shots. And after just over 66.5 minutes, it's now Millwall 3, Blackburn 3. Although Millwall need to turn things around and fast if they are to maintain their playoff positions, as it's McNamara passing it to Cooper. Now Billy Mitchell to Zion Fleming. Callum Styles now passing it to George Saville. Saville has to hold off Diaz. He does so. Now the ball is with Danny McNamara, who passes to Oliver Burke. Burke back to Saville now. Saville trying to find McNamara, but it goes to Tom Bradshaw. Bradshaw looks for Fleming, was he actually looking for Callum Styles? He was. But Styles missed the ball, and I'm now getting confirmation that 2 crucial goals have just gone in. We'll let you know about those. We'll let you know about those very, very shortly. But Millwall know that their chances are now starting to slip away. They have a corner though. So we'll let you know there's other scores after the corner. It will be Callum Styles to take the corner. For Millwall. Styles raises his arm. He runs forward, kicks the ball into the 18-yard box, but it's just kept out by Dolan for Blackburn. And I can confirm that Jules Oliver Incham equalises for Swansea in their match against West Bromwich Albion. Jack Clark makes it 3-0 for Sunderland against Preston North End in the 65th minute. But Millwall still looking for a chance to retake the lead through Duncan Watmore, who scored twice in the first half, though he's under pressure from Callum Britton. Watmore passes to Mitchell. Now it's with McNamara back to Mitchell. Watmore again. Watmore back now to Styles, and it's across to I think that was Zion Fleming, although he gets tangled up with Callum Britton, and the referee coming over to talk to him, or was it? And I think the foul was actually on Callum Styles. Yes, I can confirm it was indeed Britton on Styles. The ball was nowhere near. The ball wasn't even inside the 18-yard box when Britton committed the foul. So there will be no penalty to Millwall. Free kick that another corner has been given. A free kick has been awarded to Millwall, and that is really close to the 18-yard box. The Lions need to take advantage of this. And it looks like it will be the captain, Sean Hutchinson. That will be taking the free kick. No, it won't be. I think it'll be Billy. It's actually going to be Billy Mitchell that will take the free kick. No, it isn't. I think it's Fleming. So the referee wants to make sure that everyone is in place. Gets ready to blow the whistle, which he does. Bit of a hold up going on. I think, and the fans could well be starting to get impatient if the ball isn't kicked very shortly. Gary Rowett chewing vigorously, but the free kick does not come off for Millwall, and I fear they will lose their playoff spots. Ball's now with Britton. He passes to Brereton Diaz, but loses it momentarily to Millwall, then regains it back. It's Hyam passing to Pickering. Now the ball is with Adam Wharton. Wharton to Carter. Although Millwall have gained possession, have gained more possession than Blackburn in the last 5 minutes. 69% for the Lions, as Hedges now has the ball, but he passes to Sammy Schmodix. Now it's Brereton Diaz. Brereton Diaz loses it to McNamara, but cut away by Pickering. And after 72 minutes, it's Millwall 3, Blackburn 3. A substitute now is about to take place for Millwall, or is it two? I think it's two substitutions. As onto the pitch will come. Anyway, one of the substitutes is for Oliver Burke, and it looks to me as though Scott Malone is going to come on as well. So off the pitch goes Zion Fleming. I think it's actually Duncan Watmore who is substituted for Scott Malone, and Bury and Tyler Bury comes on for Oliver Burke. Gary Rowett shouting instructions from the touchline, and Millwall need to score and score soon. And the latest scores in the race for the playoffs: Millwall 1, Coventry 1, Preston 0, Sunderland 3, and Swansea 2, West Brom 2 are the latest scores. And as things stand, and in terms of the championship standings, Sunderland will just sneak into the final playoff place. Millwall will drop out, and just when the Lions thought they had it, the way things stand, it will be all over for them. But they will not give up, as what looked like Malone was trying to play the ball forward to George Saville. Tries again the second time, gets it right. He passes to, I think that was Bury again. Now it's with Fleming. Fleming trying to find Styles up front, but deflected away by Millwall. Now the ball is with Dominic Hyam, who passes to Adam Wharton. Wharton crossing down wing to Brereton Diaz, but the ball goes over the line. Gary Rowett trying to make sure that his players remain focused. We haven't seen much in terms. We haven't seen much of body language from John Dahl Thomason. He's just keeping calm and composed about it. As Brereton Diaz looked like he was about to take a throw, but it's actually going to be Harry Pickering that will take the throw for Blackburn. He throws to Brereton Diaz, now back towards Pickering. Now the ball is with Sammy Schmodix. Schmodix to Rankin Costello, but the ball's cut out, but it's nicked, I should say, by Tyler Bury for Millwall. Bury tries to hold on to the ball, but it goes to Brereton Diaz, and it's just headed over, and it was almost headed over by Millwall. They thought it was an own goal, but no, the scoreline still remains the same, and it's now Brereton Diaz again with the ball for Blackburn, cut out again by Millwall, and Callum Stiles. Well, that was messy defending by Millwall, and Callum Stiles can count himself lucky that it wasn't an own goal. Brereton Diaz gets ready and I think it will be a free kick to it's a corner to Blackburn, quickly taken by Wharton, and I thought that somehow Hayden Carter was going to nod it in, but defended again by Millwall. Another corner to Blackburn. Adam Wharton kicks the ball into the 18-yard box, and is it going to go? And is it going to go in? No, saved by Long. It looked to me as though it was Rankin Costello that was going to send it in, but no, it was actually Ryan Hedges who was the last man to touch the ball before it was saved by Long. Stiles trying to play the ball forward to Bury, but Bury was cut out by Callum Britton. And we're now with 77 minutes gone, it's still Millwall 3, Blackburn 3, and you're listening to the Commentary Hub with me, Nicholas Jones, and we're also live on the Commentary Hub too, Storm FM, JB Sports, and you can also find us on our Twitch channel. It's now with the ball is now with George Saville for Millwall. Saville passing to Billy Mitchell. And it's Billy Mitchell trying to go around Adam Wharton, but he has to pass back, does so. The ball is now with Scott Malone. Malone to Zion Fleming, and Fleming timed his header wrong. And he just I think that was because of Millwall, and I think that was because a Blackburn player just got in the way. So Millwall know that they have to do something fast within the next 12 minutes. Otherwise Blackburn are just going to make it harder for them. They need a win themselves, don't forget. But even if they do, other results may count against them. It's Rankin Costello with the ball from Blackburn, but he was tackled by Callum Stiles. And John Berylson and the board of directors now starting to look very pensive. And so too are the Millwall supporters. It's Harry Pickering with the ball now for Blackburn, who passes to Brereton Diaz, but taken away by Millwall. Now the ball's been given away to Ainsley Pears in goal, who rolls it out to Ryan Hedges, who passes now to Callum Britton. Callum Britton passing to Sammy Schmodix, but intercepted by Millwall. And the ball now goes to George Saville, I thought, but it's now with Scott Malone. Malone losing it to Hyam. Hyam passing to Rankin Costello. And the ball is now found Tyree Stolen. Tyree Stolen passing to Rankin Costello. Rankin Costello to Schmodix. Schmodix looked like he was going to try and cross to Brereton Diaz, but the ball just goes way past him and over the line. Millwall, I think, need to start making more substitutions, and should have done so earlier. It looks like Rowett is going to throw everything but the kitchen sink at Blackburn by getting those last 3 substitutions on. Remember, a football club is allowed no more than 5 substitutions per game. As a Schmodix, or should that be Carter? Carter passing now to Britton. Now back towards Carter with just under 10 minutes to go. Hyam to Brereton Diaz, but the ball's been given away to Millwall, and Millwall now have the ball through George Saville. George Saville passes to Zian Fleming. Zian Fleming tries to go for a shot, but should have been a bit closer in my view, and that would have been the 4th goal that Millwall desperately need. Brereton Diaz with the ball. Brereton Diaz now with the ball for Blackburn, but given away to Millwall and Zian Fleming. Just going to check to see if there have been any further goals, and so far there haven't been. And Millwall about to make the first of their 3, I think, substitutions. And George Saville is one of the players that is going off, and coming on is Mason Bennett. Mason Bennett making his way on, and also coming off is Tom Bradshaw, and on comes Andreas Vogelsammer. Andreas Vogelsammer to come on as well. So it's 2, not 3 substitutions for Millwall. They should have at least got the 3rd one on, in my view, as Mason Bennett tries to tackle the ball off Carter, who remonstrates with the linesman, and clearly not happy. So it'll be a long range throw to Millwall. I think Carter should be booked for his unnecessary conduct. But the long range throw doesn't come off for Millwall. Now it's been now the ball is back with Blackburn. It goes over the line for a Millwall throw, and the person to throw the ball is Danny McNamara. McNamara to Callum Stiles, but Callum Stiles loses it to Blackburn. Now it's Adam Wharton. Wharton passing to Carter. Now it's with Brereton Diaz. Diaz concedes to Scott Malone. Malone to, I think that's Taylor Bury. Bury is fouled by Callum Britton. Callum Britton doesn't seem to realise what he's done. And this is what he has done. It was first a shove in the back, and then another shove, which was enough to force Bury to the ground. And it will be a long range free kick for Millwall to be taken by Long. Ball now goes, but the ball's been given away to Millwall. Now it's been taken back by Stiles for Millwall, and the ball's now being passed to Tyler Bury. Bury tried to find an opening but couldn't, and it's now with Billy Mitchell. Mitchell goes for a shot but saved by Ainsley Pears. And now the ball is back with Sammy Schmodix. Schmodix with the ball now for Rovers. He passes to Tyree Dolan. Dolan cut out by Malone, and it goes over the line for a Blackburn corner. The tension is palpable tension is unbearable amongst the Millwall supporters. So Schmodix gets ready to kick the ball into the 18-yard box for the Blackburn corner. He does so. It goes towards Brereton Diaz, and almost sent in headed in by Dominic Hyam, but Millwall able to keep this one out. 5 minutes to go. It's still Millwall 3, Blackburn 3, and the chances and it's getting desperate for Millwall now. With a throw in to McNamara to Callum Styles. Callum Styles tries to pass to Zion Fleming, who almost loses it, but he just about regains it. It's now with Tom Bradshaw. Bradshaw pelting to, or should that be Bury pelting towards the goal? Almost found a chance, but Blackburn were able to keep it out, and the ball is now with Brereton Diaz for Blackburn, and he passes to Rankin Costello. Rankin Costello to Brereton Diaz, and Blackburn Rovers have their fourth. Surely that has now put the kibosh on Millwall's playoff hopes. He can't believe Brereton Diaz is exhausted, and looks exhausted for Millwall. For Millwall, the face of defeat is etched upon. The look of defeat is etched upon every face. Is etched upon every face in the audience. For Blackburn, they needed a victory. For Blackburn, they needed a victory, but they have to rely on other results. They have to rely on other results going their way. It doesn't look like they're going. It doesn't look like they're going to snatch a playoff spot now. But this was the setup, and Brereton Diaz was able to take advantage. And for poor old John Berylson, he knows that time is very much running out for Millwall. And I think some of the Millwall fans are now starting to leave the stadium, and I can't really blame them. They can't sit. They just can't bear to watch the last few minutes as Millwall as it confirms that Millwall will now fall to 8th behind Blackburn. They need more. Blackburn need more goals to advance through to the playoffs. A win, as I mentioned at the start of the programme, just won't be enough. And it's now and the ball is now with what was with Billy Mitchell, but it's now been given away to. But it was with a Blackburn player just a moment ago, but it's now a Millwall corner. How times have changed within the. How times have changed within the second half, and a substitute for Blackburn is going to be made, and it will be Ben Brereton Diaz that will come off, and who will take his place. Coming onto the pitch is Daniel Ayala. Ayala now making his way onto the field. It looks to me as though it will be Callum Styles that will take the corner for Millwall. He does so, kicks the ball into the 18-yard box, but it's headed away by Blackburn, and it's just about that time where I look to decide my player of the match, and it's a tough one, I can tell you, as Sammy Schmodix passes to Dominic Hyam. Now it's Hayden Carter. Carter to Callum Britton, and it goes to George Long. It goes to George Long in the Millwall goal. Jake Cooper now for the Lions. He's trying to cross to. It would look like it was going to go to George Saville, but it only went as far as Carter for Blackburn, and the ball has gone over the line for a Blackburn throw. It has been a tough one, but because of what happened just now, I'm going to give my player of the match to Ben Brereton Diaz, to Ben Brereton Diaz for Blackburn for scoring those crucial goals when he needed to. So congratulations to him. And 4 minutes have been added on. So we shall. And so will those 4 minutes be enough for Millwall to drag themselves back into it? The ball now being thrown by Callum Britton to I think that was Sammy Schmodix. Now the ball's back with Callum Britton. Britton loses the ball to Millwall through Sean Hutchinson. Goes over the line, and it will be another Millwall throw. Still no further goals coming in as of yet for those other crucial games. And Blackburn look like they're going to make their last substitution. So off the pitch will come Sammy Schmodix, and on will come Bradley Dack. Bradley Dack gets ready to make his way onto the pitch, the ex-Gillingham man. And so Sammy Schmodix makes his way. And so Sammy Schmodix makes his way off, and on will come Bradley Dack. So throw in to Blackburn to be taken by Callum Britton. Callum Britton was aiming for Bradley Dack, but kept out by Millwall, and the ball was with Billy Mitchell, but it's been caught by George Long. And with 2 minutes to go, Millwall need to turn things around and fast. Blackburn need to score at least another goal to put themselves in front. But it looks like Millwall were going to try and make another goal. Trying to make another go of it. It looked like Mason Bennett was involved, and it's given Millwall a corner. Corner to be taken by Callum Stiles. And back into they're now even getting George Long in on the act, but even the inclusion of him doesn't give Millwall the chance to level against Blackburn. I thought that Blackburn would have the hardest time of it. They had their backs up against the wall very much from the start, but they've reacted well to the pressure. And it looks to me as though they will be the team to go on and win this match effectively, depriving Millwall of their playoff hopes. The ball is now with Scott Malone. He crosses to I think that's Callum Stiles. Callum Stiles was another person I was considering for player of the match, as was Oliver Burke. It's now with Billy Mitchell. Mitchell passes to George Long. Long clears it forward to Jake Cooper, I think it was. But it's now gone to Sean Hutchinson, who passes to Mason Bennett. Bennett under pressure from Tyrese Dolan, and Bennett tries to hold on but can't. And any second now it's surely going to be game over for Millwall. And McNamara goes for the ball, but can't place any more further. And that is it. Millwall are out of the playoffs. They know it. Heartbreak for the Lions. They had the advantage. They were considered to be the favourites going into this match, but it just was not to be. And I can reveal that Coventry City and Sunderland will be in the playoff places. We're just taking a look now at the final few moments of the Preston North End Sunderland match. Just waiting for it looks like they're going to be waiting for the whistle to go. But whilst we wait for that to happen and official confirmation, let's go through the remaining scores as it happened. So it finished Burnley 3, Cardiff City 0, Huddersfield Town 2, I should say, Reading 2, Huddersfield Town 2, Reading 0, beg your pardon, Luton Town 0, Hull City 0, and it's finished Birmingham City 1, Sheffield United 2. Norwich against Blackpool still ongoing, though I think it will be a win for the Seasiders, despite them being relegated. It's finished it's actually finished Preston. It's actually finished Sunderland. It's actually finished Preston. The remaining scores are Swansea City 3, West Bromwich Albion 2, Watford 2, Stoke City 0, and Wigan Athletic 0, Rotherham United 0. And we're just waiting for the final whistle to go for Sunderland against Preston North End, and it just has. And there is the confirmation: Coventry City and Sunderland will be the final two teams to make the playoff, and it means everything to the Black Cats. Alex Pritchard and Amadou, two of the scorers, along with Jack Clark. The Black Cats were promoted from League One to the Championship by the playoffs. Will history repeat itself for them this time? Will history repeat itself for them this year? That's all remains to be seen. But what can you say about Millwall? They were in control for the majority of the game, but it just went completely against them in the second half. The Lions thought they would roar to victory, but they were declawed on the final day by Blackburn Rovers. Don't forget that just about wraps up our coverage. But before we go, just want to remind you that it's Roma against Manchester City in the Champions League semi-final first leg tomorrow night. Join Russ Vernon and Paul James for our alternative coverage on that match. Will Manchester City catch Real Madrid napping in the first leg and take the home advantage going into the second leg? We shall going into the second leg. That's all from me. That's all from me. But just remind you that before we go, the playoff places in the championship are taken by Luton Town, Middlesbrough, Coventry City, and Sunderland. That's all from me. Goodbye for now.